Lies, lies, and more lies. Another day in Biden's presidency. Hey y'all, Gravity, any day above ground live it. So before we start this video, you already know the process. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. Folks, State of the Union was last night. Lord have mercy. I sat there with the wife and the little one. I played it. And I'm sure my wife was getting tired of me saying Biden lied. And even a couple of times he said things and she had to roll her eyes. But we know it's a State of the Union. He has to talk to the nation. He has to reassure his base that he is doing a bang up job. And he also has to lure prospective voters who might be on the fence and who don't like him to come over to his side, understand his thought process, understand what his administration and what Congress is doing. But here's the problem when you do a State of the Union address in this current climate. With so much social media going around, so many avenues to get information, so many pundits for or against putting out information, it's very hard to sit there and essentially try to spin narratives, try to quote unquote hoodwink people, try to sell them on an idea that you have done something that you honestly can be fact checked on. But they try to complicate the matter by having their fact checkers, aka the news media, the lamestream media, and off-site fact checkers like Snopes and all that to cover for them. Depending if they like you, of course. Of course, CNN had to come outside and say, oh, this is correct, or this is mostly true, but it needs context, or it needs context. Because, of course, they have to cover for Biden. The first thing I'm going to debunk is this notion that he created all these jobs. Okay. Number one, did he create jobs? You can say yes. He created jobs because, of course, we're in this global scamdemic. We'll just call it that. Whatever. So, same thing I said in my show, New York City is dead. You can only go one way after hitting rock bottom. And in terms of New York, this was with the coffee venereal disease numbers. You can't go past a certain threshold. You have to start going in an upward trajectory. So yes, there were jobs created last year. Here's the problem. Biden neglected to tell people and tell the nation and his idiot voting base that while he was creating these jobs, you were also giving out money to people to sit home. Now, I know a bunch of people are going to say that was Trump. Okay, that's fine. Trump also told you get the economy open back around Easter time. And mostly Democrat voters and their leaders said that man was crazy. So rather than get back to some semblance of normalcy and you slowly get to a point where we were in 2019, you decided to say, okay, let's give people money so they can keep their bills afloat and keep themselves right. But then I'm going to create jobs that people are not going to want to go to. Because if you remember, September 2020, the media was shocked that Trump, in the midst of the scamdemic and giving people money, people were still going back to work. They don't want to tell y'all that. So Biden last night decided to say, Yes, we created 6.5 million jobs. And this is the biggest economic recovery ever. Lie. You created jobs that people are not going to. So much so you have companies like Target talking about, we want to give people $24 an hour to come and work for us. But of course, they're not going to tell you that. So let's debunk that lie. Lie number 2. This Ukraine fiasco. And I think I might do a separate video on this just to explain what's going on in Ukraine from my perspective. But from my perspective, this Ukraine situation is an example of a puppet government getting their comeuppance. Well, the person who's funding the puppet government catching flack. So they're trying to sit up here and basically make you care about the situation. Now, me personally, I've said this on other videos. I ain't saying I pray for Ukraine. Not happening. I pray for black folks. Hashtag be one over everyone. So Biden decided to bring up crime and them cops. This, and you can ask my wife later, this was my favorite part of the whole deal. Folk, now, remember, there was that leaked Zoom call. I have the tape. I don't know if, you know what? I'm not even going to play it. I'm not even going to get myself in trouble. But folk, I done told you this. That man was never going to defund police. That man was a lawyer. He loved cops. Just like y'all love to run around and say Trump loved cops. Fine. Biden loves him some police. He sat right there in front of the world and basically told you black progressives, aka you white liberals in blackface, to your face, with your black and mixed, but your black, your Jamaican vice president sitting right there. I am not defunding police. We're going to make sure we fund them. And he stood up and clapped.
We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police, it's to fund the police. Fund them. Fund them.
How do y'all feel now? We told y'all this. Y'all could have run around and said Trump loved him some cops. He was practicing white supremacy. You idiots thought Biden was not going to do this. Y'all are crazy. Crime Bill 2.0 is coming, folks. Mark my words. Here's my second favorite part of the night. Folk. The fact he keeps bringing over all these refugees and all these migrants, he's allowing everybody come in the nation, but then had the audacity, folk, the audacity to talk about shoring up the border. DACA must have lost their ever-loving minds last night when he said that. You damn dreamers got to be upset. This man said, somebody in the audience yelled, build a wall. And he said, why can't we do both? It wasn't lost on me that Biden brought a 13-year-old kid in there in the State of the Union to sell this next idea. He brought up insulin. Now, shout out to all my diabetes people. Stay strong. That man literally said, I need to lower the cost for insulin and epinephrine pens. That sounds beautiful, does it not? But check this out, folks. I'm fixing to put something on the screen right here. Boom. Hey, Biden, didn't you let a Trump era order lapse that would have said well, that did say insulin needs to go to 304B pricing levels, which means they'll be inexpensive, of course, with insurance, and a nominal administration fee, which means these drug companies were not going to get their money, or they're going to get significantly less profit. You said no. Now, almost a year later, you're trying to lie and say that you're for this. You are not for this, sir. Because your drug buddies are not going to sit up there and they were getting $100 profit. They're not going to go take $40 profit. But you used a 13-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid to sell it. Interesting. Hey, Biden, where was Ketanji Brown? Where was she? Where's Miss Brown Jackson? Where was she? You had SCOTUS in there yesterday. I mean, maybe for viewership purposes, you didn't want to show impropriety, but I like how you mentioned her. Biden. Remember what I said, folks, about him saying he ain't defunding police? Biden, let me explain to y'all really quick how devious psychology is. Now, y'all heard me back in the video talking about how Biden is talking about, he said that he's not defunding police, correct? Y'all heard me say that. It wasn't lost on me that when he mentioned this chick, he mentioned that she got an endorsement from the Fraternal Order of Police, aka the biggest police union in the country. So you essentially just linked a SCOTUS nominee to the police. So if she gets confirmed, she's going to be pro-cop, which is going to make it easier for you to win your defense when you put out Crime Bill 2.0. Because we know as soon as it drops and Congress signs it into law, people are going to sue to block it. And you're going to need favorable judges to look at the case and say, we need this. So you planted your coon in there. I'm not going to call her a coon. You planted your agent in that discussion so you can get your favor later. Psychology is I could talk about the electric vehicles, and I don't want to do that. It's boring to me. That technology is not going to be conducive to us, and that's just going to raise prices of everything. I like how he didn't mention that he signed the bill that every car from 2026 on is going to have a kill switch, so police can basically shut off your car and perform more unnecessary stops, especially for black folks. But we're not going to go there, not today. I'm just going to let that morsel ride. And then he talked about saving energy $500 a year, but that's not going to happen until 2030. Folk, what is $40 a month going to do for people at that point? $40 really doesn't, it can't even cover your cell phone bill. $40. That might get you, this is per month, folks. So $10 a week, basically. That's what he's trying to sell you on. You can't even, that's what? 3 gallons of gas right now, if you're lucky. If it's in the low threes, what are we doing? I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I'm just trying to do. Here's where I want to talk to y'all black folks about. I know it was a long video, folks, and I hope you stayed with me, but yeah, it's more of the same, folks. We told y'all not to vote for Biden and Harris. You did it anyway. Now you're reaping the benefits. We have massive inflation. Cars have gone up. People are still struggling. Student loans are barely being forgiven, and they have to be forgiven under certain parameters. Because, of course, he said up to $50,000 for everybody, and y'all voted for him and didn't chin check him on that. Even a simple question of how are you going to do this? You didn't ask him. Nobody asked him. But y'all calling him every day to go see what he's going to do. So much so that his people had to say, listen, don't call us. We're trying to do right by y'all. Don't call us. It kind of sounds like when Kamala told people, don't come here after that whole Afghanistan debacle. And basically, again, black people look dumb on this night. In an address to the nation, he barely mentioned us. He talked about them Asians, them Ukrainians. He even faux pas and said Iranians. He done looked at it. He done looked at everybody else except black folks. And I also know he didn't say anything about Hispanics, but we're not gonna go there. He sneak dissed them, but you know, it is what it is. But this is all about black folks. For those who voted for that man, congratulations. Because those who didn't vote for him, we're cool. Yeah, we have our little life struggles, but we're cool. We have a clear heart. We have clear consciences. Yeah, consciousness. You know the word. Our souls are pure right now. We just laugh. We just tell the news and we just laugh. Y'all are sitting on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms trying to explain this man who doesn't want you to explain for him. He's telling you what he's doing and he's daring you to do something. Or sit there and take it. So are you going to take it or are you going to do a change? But we know what you're going to do. But anyway, let me get out of here because it is a long video. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right. Share, like, and subscribe because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. I'm out.